Your Comedy Minute. I've got an amazing young man with me, Mook Maine, the comedian. Mook Maine, the comedian, is with me today. This man is a comedy legend. Mook, it's great to have you here.
Boy, I'm in the heezy for sheezy. What's going on, player?
Player, I'm
Huh?
61. I'm 61 years old. I ain't no player.
What that mean? You still got it in you. It don't go nowhere. Once a player, always a player.
Mook, I can't tell you how happy I am to have you here.
Hey man, it's good to be on the show, man. I'm glad I finally get to get up here now. I feel like somebody, because I'm on your podcast now.
Oh,
I
hey,
know,
hey. Well,
no,
I got a
I
lot of
done made it.
stuff.
No, listen to me now. I know I done made it. I done toured with a lot of people, and I feature for folks. But man, let me tell you something. There's nothing greater than being on your show. I don't give a damn what nobody say. This the best podcast right here.
Okay, Mook. There's no such thing as a small crack problem, Mook.
No, sir. No such thing as a small. Go big or go
Cracking me
home.
up already.
Go
20
big or go
years.
home.
You've been doing comedy for 20 years.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why I called you a comedy legend. You've opened for some amazing talent.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, run through some of the people you've opened for.
Open for Bruce, DL Hughley,
Yeah, Hughley, right?
Doodoo Brown.
Brown, yep, Doodoo Brown, wonderful.
Who else have I opened for?
Yeah, you got a batch of them. And you've
Marlon.
also done, because I saw on your Facebook thing that you got a couple movies under your belt too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did a movie
Tell
called.
the people about that if you don't mind, Mook.
Yeah, I did a movie called Black Widows. It was a B movie. It wasn't a theater, but of course the theater was in North Carolina. That was about as far as it went. But it was a production. It was a movie. I do have
Okay,
movie credits
there
to
you
my,
go.
to my
Right,
resume.
right.
I played the police detective. It was very interesting.
Okay.
But
I didn't mean to laugh. I didn't mean to laugh, Mook.
that's not no. It was very interesting. I had fun though. I had fun.
You
I
said
had
it
fun.
best. You said it best.
And I did of course I'm a current feature for Don DC Curry, who's
Yeah.
Uncle Elroy in the movie Next Friday, Friday After Next, for those who don't know his real name. Everybody just know him as Uncle Elroy. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm a feature for him, and we're doing a comedy spoof called Nappy Valley. We're still in production
Nappy
on that.
Valley.
Yeah.
Instead of Napa Valley, it's Nappy Valley.
Nappy Valley, yep,
Okay.
correct. And so that's still in production right now. So that should be coming out soon. We're waiting to see who wants to buy. Got a couple of interested parties, Netflix, BT. So, so we're just waiting to see when who gonna drop the biggest money.
We're gonna drop the biggest money.
The biggest money.
What do you mind, Mook? If I'd like to tell people, if it's okay with you, how this came about.
All right, go for it.
I posted on Facebook, there's a group of stand-up comedians, and I posted in there that I want to have people on your Comedy Minute. And Mook yesterday contacted me, and I saw 717 area code. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm in the 717 area code. So immediately, I said to myself, we have to have this guy on. He's in my area code. Now, Mook, why don't you take over?
Yeah, well,
because I'm not clear if you live in Maryland or Georgia or where the hell you're at. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I got hoodwinked. I got scallywagged. I got planned.
Well, no, at a point in time, I was out there in York, PA, New Cumberland. I stayed in York and I stayed in New Cumberland.
Harrisburg.
Yeah, for a little bit, for about maybe 2 years. And so doing that,
I thought about that. The phone just went with you.
Yeah, because I never changed the number. I love the number so much. I just ain't never changed it.
Yeah, I
So
realized that after here. I thought I'm just calling a guy down local, and you're like, I'm working.
yeah, so I left there and then I went to Georgia. I got a place in Georgia.
I was gonna say,
Been
are
in
you? Are where are you at now? Where are you at now?
But right now I'm in Baltimore right now.
Oh, you're back in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a ton of time down there. I used to live down there, Ellicott City, Columbia.
Okay, you stayed out there with the white folks. Okay. Well,
Now wait,
that's
now
where you
wait,
was at.
hold it
That's
there,
where you
Mister Quick, Mister
hey,
Quick. Now I got to cut you.
hey.
You want to cut people? You want to hit people with garbage cans? No, I live DMV. Man, my office was just outside of DC.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I was on the murder capital tour. I was on the murder tour for a little bit.
Oh, you were? You kill anybody?
No, no, everyone asks that. DC used to be the murder capital of the world or
When?
the United States.
When?
This is back when I worked for BMG. And
I
they
ain't
said,
never
Scotty,
happened.
we need you to go to Detroit. And the
Mm-hmm.
morning that I went to leave for Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
you know what happened? They
No, what
announced the new murder capital of the United States was Detroit. I said,
happened?
God damn, you guys sent me on the murder tour.
You take it with you, don't you? They go where you go
Yeah,
at.
they follow me around. Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about 20 years of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about where it started. First off, because I'm so confused. I thought you were in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Maryland. Where were you born? Where were you born, if you don't mind me asking? How does that come? How did you end up all these
I,
places?
I was born in Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
born and
love
raised here.
Baltimore.
I left here when I was about 10 years, about 8. Me and my mother. My mother was a
Okay,
single mom. We left here. We moved to North Carolina for a couple years.
all right.
Uh, Came back to Baltimore during my teenage years. Went to school and everything, and then once I started getting into the workforce, I met a guy who, I was always a class clown, always
Yeah, me
joking,
too. Me too.
always keeping people laughing. So this guy, he was taking a class, and he was like, you know what? You should be a comedian, And by this point in time, I had already fell in love with Richard Pryor. I had fell in love
Yeah.
with Bernie Mac.
Oh,
I
Bernie
had,
Mac, one of my favorites. Bernie Mac's
and,
was one of my favorites.
and see, my grandfather growing up, my grandfather used to love to watch Andy Griffith, and I thought Barney Fife was the funniest. I thought Barney Fife was the funniest person I ever met. Ever seen in my life. This is before I even got into comedy. Barney Fife was a comedian to me because
Oh
my
yeah,
grandpa.
Barney Fife was great.
Oh man, he was hilarious, man. He was hilarious. So when I got into comedy and start really, laughing and appreciating it, the guy was like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, you should go take this class with me." And so this was around 2000. So I went
Okay.
and took the class with him, and come to find out, the guy, this was out in Laurel. We went to Jokes on Us. It was Jokes on
Laurel,
Us back
Maryland.
then.
I knew
Right.
Laurel. Yep.
We went out there. The class was out there, and at the time, the guy was only charging $10 a class.
20 years ago, 24 years ago, $10 come to class.
And the guy who did the class was he used to write for Martin Lawrence.
Okay.
Uh, he
That's
was
all
the writer
right.
for yeah, I forgot
Do
his
you
name,
remember
but he
his
used to
name? It's
write
okay,
for
don't matter. I mean, I'll try and
he used
find
to
it.
write he used to write for Martin Lawrence. Everybody know who
Right,
he is,
right.
but he used to write for Martin Lawrence, and I didn't know he used to write for Martin Lawrence. So I did my thing, and he showed me how to break it down and
Yeah.
how to structure my jokes. And the first time we went on stage, it was during a class, but that night Tommy Davidson was actually doing a show up there.
Wow.
And of course, the acts come early. So when he came in, we actually was on stage practicing, and he heard our jokes, and he came to me after it was over and told me that I had something. And then from
Tommy
then on,
Davidson.
yeah,
Tommy Davidson. What was it? Living Color? Was he on Living Color?
yeah,
Tommy
yeah,
Davidson's wonderful.
yeah.
Was he on
And
Living
when
Color?
yeah, he was on Living Color.
Yeah, I
And I
thought
can
so.
remember I remember what he had on. He had on a bright yellow canary suit with some all white Air Force Ones. I ain't gonna never forget that.
Okay. So that
And
was
so
the
I've been,
start of it.
yeah, yeah.
And obviously, I mean, open for DL Hughley and all the people. do you have a favorite memory, or do you have a? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go back
Mhm.
to your first gig. How was that? How did you feel on your first gig?
My very first gig, I was I was nervous.
Yeah, right.
But see, I was nervous in the beginning, but
Right.
once I got on stage and I heard the
You got
first
warmed up.
person,
Yeah.
once I heard the first person laugh
Okay.
at
All right.
something that I said,
Yeah.
it was over then.
Okay. And you just kicked ass.
Yeah,
And
it was over then.
do you feel like it's gotten like 20 years now? You're polished. You're as good gets.
Now I'm still learning. I'm still growing. It's
Yeah.
still see when you hang out like those openers I open for them, but with DC with Don DC, I've actually like when I was in Georgia, like he took me under his wing. Like I go to his
Yeah.
house, we break bread together. Like the man came and cut my. He didn't even really. He just met me and came to my house and cut my grass because I'm a city boy and I had like 5 acres of land and I ain't know how to cut no grass. So he come up my house and cut my grass. So he took me on his wing and he showed me what it's like to be, to focus and he's humble. As long as he's been in the game and all the stuff he's accomplished, he's still humble. So I've been under him. So my fondest memories are really is being under him because we really got tight during Corona when they started letting clubs be half packed. We wasn't flying. We was in the car. We jump in the car, me, him, his driver, his road manager, and security, and we would drive. I mean, we Mississippi we was hitting all the clubs down south for a while.
Okay.
And during that time, I learned a lot. And I'm still growing. For that man to be doing this thing for over 30 some years, he's 65 years old. And for him to still, when I see him, hit stage and he still can make everybody laugh, it just amazes me. So I'm still learning. I'm good. But I know I can be better. So, you know, comics are hard critics on themselves. I'm a hard critic on myself.
Yeah.
Like I'll do a show and my girl will be there and I'll kill it and get off stage and everybody stay, but I still be like, I could have did this. I
Yeah.
could have did that to make it funny. That's just who I am. So, I don't know if I'll ever be as good enough as I think I should be, but I'm good. I'm according to everybody else, I'm all right. But you know what I mean? So I'm just a hard critic of myself. I still think that I can be better. I'm still pushing to be better.
You know what? I just started doing these Zoom things a little while ago. Probably not a year, but I watched this back, and I have a hard time watching back because I wish I could be better.
Right,
I wish I
right,
could be a better host because
right.
this is a new thing for me. I'm 61 years old,
Okay.
and when I realized I knew I love being one on one with people and talking to people, and especially talking comedy. But when I learned how to be able to record Zoom meeting and because that in its own right have the equipment to do that and the camera and all to do that, I was so happy. And
Mm-hmm.
now to be able to do what I'm doing, I could not be happier. And the direction of your comedy minute, because it's about you. It's not about me. I'm barely funny. I mean, I'm funny looking and I have
Right.
some jokes, but other than that, in other words, I shouldn't say it. I enjoy making people laugh. I was class clown.
Right.
I got fired for telling jokes.
Right. Okay.
So, I have, and I met a lot of great comedians over the years. I love comedy, but I'll say
Right.
this: I'm like you. I watch it or I get done, and then I wish I could have done better. I should have said that. I should have said this. I think it's
Yeah.
just part of being a comedian.
Yeah. I think it's just part of anytime you love something and you
Yep.
love it,
Yep.
you want to give it your best.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
you always gonna be a hard critic on yourself because you could even DC sometimes after we'll do a show and we'll go backstage and he'll be like, shit,
Shit.
I
I
should have
should have
did
said.
this
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, anybody, when you like, to me, it's never about the money.
No.
Comedy to me
No.
has never been about the money. I just love to be able to get on stage and make people forget about whatever problems they had that day, whoever pissed them off. I just want to make people laugh till they piss on themselves. And I'm happy with that. The money,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fine. I
No.
mean, it's a bonus, it's a plus. But
Sure.
but
Sure.
Man, I just love making people laugh, man. I mean, that's priceless.
I worked it, and again, we kind of got off it, but in other words, I never met you. I thought
Mhm.
you were right, down the road.
Right.
You're in Maryland, Georgia, where. But I got to tell you that funny is funny.
Mhm.
And when I started looking at your stuff, the minute you contact me, I start doing research, and I said, man, oh man, this guy, and DC, as you call him, to have him take you under his wing, what do you say, 62, 63, and to be as funny, I
Mhm.
mean, I am just taken back that you taking the time to be on here, and um, I, I I'm blessed. I don't know if you saw it, and maybe the name. Well, you said Andy Griffith with your grandfather, but
Yeah.
I had a guy on here, Tom Padovano, who sold jokes to Rodney Dangerfield. He
Oh
sold
wow.
jokes. He sold jokes to Joan Rivers. He sold jokes to Phyllis Diller.
Okay.
And I mean, I called him a comedy legend like I called you a comedy legend, because you start doing it 10, 20 years, you've been doing it a long damn time.
Yeah.
You're about making people happy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I think we should do a little Harlem Nights.
You think you should do a little Harlem Nights? What you want to do?
Do the Arsenio bit. Do the Arsenio you did when I was teasing you about it.
Quick, get you quick. Quick.
Quick, quick, quick. Oh, you just shot him in the back of his head.
And remember the other guy with the where everybody had the machine guns. He had the six shooter. Ha! Ha!
Oh, yeah. Brr, brr, brr. There's spraying bullets. They're
Yeah,
spraying bullets. And Eddie
here you
Murphy
go.
stands up. Pop, pop, pop. Three shots. Kills him. Quick. I'm gonna
I'm gonna kill you quick.
Yeah, I had to do that because like I said, we've never met. And I asked you before we came on the air here, if you watch anything. And I got to tell you, the Gwyn factor cracked me up. And we chatted like you and I did for a second or two on the phone.
Mhm.
And I told her, and we started doing Harlem Nights. And man, when you know that
Yeah,
movie to me is comedy gold from the beginning to the end. And you got Richard Pryor, you got Red Fox, Della Reese. I mean, there's so many, and so many people say, I've never watched it, or I watched part of it. I'm like, how in the fuck could you only watch part of it?
and that's because all you had all the great comedians at that
Yeah.
time in one place at one time doing a movie. Man, it was. I don't think you can get any better than that, man. I don't
No,
think
I don't think
movie
so either.
wise. Yeah, I don't think you can get any better than that.
Well, I actually saw, I don't know if it's still out there, probably on YouTube somewhere, but there's a thing of behind the scenes,
Mhm.
Red Fox, and he was fumbling with the keys. And him and Eddie Murphy, or like Della Reese, Vera whooped your ass. You didn't have that gun, Vera still be whooping your ass. I mean, Red Fox, I grew up. My father used to listen to Red Fox records, the old Triple
Mhm.
X Red Fox
Yeah, I
records.
listen to them too. I used to listen to them
Yeah,
too.
and someone the other night was talking to about Mom's Mabley. My parents had Mom's Mabley records.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know why. I mean, it's just that's the shit I grew up on.
yeah.
I
That's
think that's
funny.
why Harlem Nights, is such a special thing for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Red
They're
Fox,
great.
Mom's Mabley. I just grew up on that kind of humor, and my you mentioned Bernie Mac, and I don't know why. I mean, I love black comedians. I always will. Always.
Yeah, and see, I'm a comedian where I work. I'm not just set at one type of club. I don't deal with
Yeah,
just
no,
one type
I
of
didn't
club.
mean to sound racial
No,
there.
no,
I
no, no,
just
no,
mean,
no, no, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
yeah,
some people are, but I'm diverse comedian. I'm a satire comedian. I do satire.
okay.
So things I talk about is
Go
everyday
ahead,
life
go ahead,
that
do a little bit, do a little bit of something. Go
that
ahead, we got
everybody
time.
I deal with, my stuff is dealt with what everybody deal with, like, getting older. When
Right.
you get older, your body changes.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh
Like your
shit,
body
yes, I
temperature,
do.
everything drops down to the south. You look
Oh my god.
pitiful when you get over 40. Gravity is a motherfucker. You hear me? And for men, shit that I didn't know, your balls drop when you get over 40. You understand? And
Yes,
I found out fucked up because I was taking a shit one day and the water was cold for no fucking reason. And I looked down and my balls was in the water, just doing the backstroke. And I'm not understanding what's happening.
what
And
happened?
then I look at my wife. My wife won't laugh at me. I look at her and her titties done drop. Her titties, her nipples is touching her knees.
Oh,
And she
good.
won't laugh at me. But you know, when you get older, the good thing about it, you got to deal with older shit. Like, you know, women, when they titties drop, it's good. Cause them grown women titties. I like grown women titties.
Okay.
That when she lay back, that titty go this way, that titty go that way. You know, well, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
I talk about everyday shit. Going to work. You know what I mean? Young people,
Right.
when you in your 20s, you can go to work.
Right.
When you in your 40s, 50s, and 60s,
Yeah.
you gotta get ready to go to work. You know what I mean? It's a difference. It's a difference.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
difference. You know what I mean? Like
Takes
young
me a
people,
while. It takes me a while to go to the bathroom.
there you go. See, a young man, he got to be to work at 8 o'clock. He can get up at 7:30, get dressed, and be to work and punch in at
Oh
seven
shit.
fifty nine.
You are
Me,
killing me.
me, and you, when we go to work, we got to be to work at 8 o'clock. We got to get up at 3.
Six. I got to get up at least an hour. I
Right.
got to have an hour to have my coffee.
You got to take a shit first because you can't take that
Yes,
with
sir.
you to work.
Yes,
You
sir.
can't take that shit with you to work.
Yes,
You be
sir.
fucked up. You be
Yes,
fucked up.
sir.
You
Oh
can't
my
do it.
God.
You know?
I love your
You,
stuff. I love your stuff. Well, let me ask you, because we don't have a lot of time left, but I want to make sure. Now you have um obviously we met on Facebook.
Mhm.
Do you use Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, any of that?
I'm a beast on TikTok and I'm
Are you
on the
really?
groove. Oh yeah, I'm all on
No
TikTok now.
shit.
Yeah, you can follow me at TikTok at the real Mook Main.
I'll
All
put I'll
together.
put I'll put it I'll put the links to everything. Are you on
Yeah.
Instagram?
Instagram is the same thing.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah.
Do you know my
Facebook,
Instagram? Do you want my Instagram story real quick?
yeah.
I couldn't give a shit, Mook. I couldn't give a shit. This is true. I'll look right in the camera. I couldn't give a shit about Facebook, Instagram, X, any of them. I do I do quickies. I've been doing this for one day. My phone started. What the fuck is going on with my phone? One of my jokes on Instagram went to like 300,000 views. All of a sudden,
Wow.
I went from a couple hundred followers to 3,000 followers.
Wow. That's what's up. What's up? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's just amazing, and that's why I just laugh because it takes me 5 minutes. I do a joke and YouTube. I just click them up, and I
Right.
I hate to sound like that, but I just don't. I don't have between doing this and everything I'm doing. I don't have time to screw with it.
Right.
I
But
think it's
that's good.
funny though.
That's
I
good
will.
though.
Not that I want to be serious, but there are the TikTok, Instagram make video people, and then
Mhm.
there are stand-up comedians. That's what I'm coming down to, doing this now for a while.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's always like that. Even with DC Young Fly, before he got famous, he was Instagram famous first.
Right.
And when he started doing comedy, he learned the hard way that it's not the same thing.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Ti, who's the rapper Ti, who's
I
now
know
doing
Ti. I
comedy,
know who it is. I know.
he's doing comedy now. When
Okay.
he first started, and I was like I said, I live in Georgia, so I was home at the time,
Okay.
and when he started doing comedy, he was going to open mics. Ti would get Ti would fill the room up because people knew him
It
as
was
Ti.
Ti.
Not
Yeah.
right, but when he started doing his jokes in the beginning, he was not funny at all.
Okay. Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
horrible.
Some people just aren't funny. I mean, that's
But
just true.
he's funny now because
Yeah.
he got his stuff up under some real
Right.
comedians, and
Right.
he learned. But again, it's a difference. People just don't understand. Being on the road in front of people is
Yeah.
a lot harder than being in front of the camera. It's just a lot different.
Yeah. Well,
But
look,
I
we don't
don't
have a lot of
mind.
time left. I'm looking at the clock. I keep looking. I got a couple clocks here.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that we covered you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or not. No,
Yeah.
are you on
No, not
Twitter?
Twitter.
Really?
I don't
Yeah, no, I'm
know. I
not
don't
doing.
do Twitter.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
Yep.
TikTok,
Yep.
and you got a movie coming out. Please tell the people anything else you want to tell them because I don't want to miss out on your comedy minute. I know you got something special.
Well, I just want everybody to just, like I say, continue to follow me. I got a show coming up in Philly, January 1st. I'm sorry, June 1st. I'm all the way in January.
I'm
June
I'm Philly guy, man. You know me,
1st.
man.
Yeah, check my. I got so many bookings. I can't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know where the place is at. I just know I'm booked.
I'll
The
put
flyers
okay.
out.
Hey, God bless, man.
The
God
flyers
bless.
out. The flyers out. If you go on my page, on my YouTube, on my Instagram, and my TikTok, you'll see the
Okay.
flyer. So if you're in the Philly area, June 1st, come out to the spot. We're gonna kick it and just follow me. I got a whole bunch of other shows coming up. I'm booked all the way through to October. So just follow me.
Wow. Man, I'm so happy for you. Now,
Thank you, man.
just because again, you gave me the hoodwink, the scallywag on the whole Pennsylvania 717, and you're in Maryland, but you said you live in Georgia. Is that right?
Yeah, I got a place in Georgia and I got a place here in Baltimore.
God damn. God damn. My man
Well,
got it like that now.
I got my kids are here in Baltimore. So until I
Okay.
can snatch them away from here, I got to keep a place, close to
Yeah,
them.
yeah, 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 yeah. Pop's got to take care of stuff.
Right. So
Man, I can't thank you enough. Again, I probably brushed over. I have a lot of stuff written down, but man, you are just an amazing, amazingly talented guy.
thanks, man. And anytime you want me back, I come back now.
I was gonna say because that's something, I try and keep it short and sweet, and I like, I love having fun with people. I love, and man, you were just killing it. You just killed it.
But thank you, man. I drink to that.
Me, not so much, man. I'm right now. I'm not getting enough oxygen right now.
Hey, listen,
I'm
you're
going
a
through a
great,
rather heavy period. I'm going through a
you're,
rather heavy period.
you're a great interviewer. I had fun. We
Mook,
had a good time.
Mook,
And
I'm fucking with you.
you
I
only,
couldn't
you
give a
only,
shit.
only gonna get better, bro. You only gonna get better. I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be right there. Just
All
call
right,
me.
Mook, you're gonna help me out.
I
Maybe
got
one day
you.
I can come open up for Mook. That would be, oh my
That's right.
God, man.
Anytime. Anytime.
All right,
Anytime.
Mook. Look, we got to do it. We're going to run out of time. Do you have a special Your Comedy Minute for me?
A special comedy minute for you.
Any
Okay.
kind of thing, a story, something that happened to Mook that when you think back on it makes you laugh.
Okay. So I was a young dude, right? I was 19 years old, and I was messing with this lady that was 30. She took me out for my graduation.
Oh,
After
good
we
Lord.
ate dinner, we went back to my place. She pulled out a fifth of Thunderbird in a brown envelope that had some marijuana in it. We smoked the marijuana. We drank the Thunderbird. Then she asked me, could she lick my ass? Now, at the time, I never had my ass licked before, so I don't know the ass licking rules. So I did not know you had to make sure you wipe up and down when you finish going to the bathroom. I only went up one way, so I just smeared it. I didn't go back down and catch that residual. So when she did that and she was like, okay, you ready? I said, yeah. So I bent over and she got behind me like she was a quarterback and I was a nose tackle. And so when she started, it was good. For the first 5 minutes, it was good. She sounded like a goat chewing grass. It was beautiful. But all of a sudden, she made this god awful noise. She was like, ew. So when I looked back to see what was wrong with her, she had a peanut on the tip of her tongue. I just told her, hey, I'm sorry, shit happens.
Shit happens. That reminds me of the nastiest joke I know.
What's that?
Nastiest joke I know. I
What's
do a
that?
lot of really dark, dirty, nasty jokes.
Okay.
There's a guy, he picks up a nasty prostitute. And he's down there and he's lapping her pussy. And a piece of corn spits it out. So he's lapping away a little more. And another piece of corn. He said, "Hey, lady." He said, "Is there something wrong? Are you sick or something?" She said, "No, but the guy was back here earlier was." I love that joke. Hey, Mook, man, I got to tell you, I'm glad I made you laugh. I hope you like that joke.
I like that. I like that.
Very good. Very good.
I'm not gonna steal it, but I like it.
No, it's all right. Go ahead, have at it. Hey, listen, we only got a few more minutes, but I want to stop the recording so we can spend a minute or two off the air if that's all right.
No problem. That's what's
You
up.
got anything else you want to tell the people before we go?
Hey, just remember to
Mr.
follow
Quick,
me.
Mr. Quick, you want to kick your ass? No kicky ass. No kicky ass.
Before we go, just remember everybody to follow me on Instagram again and TikTok at the real Mook Man, MOOKMANE. I'll holler at you.
I got Mr. Raymond cigarettes. One in the back.
You gonna shoot my pinky toe off? I'll shoot that little knot off, shoot it
I
right
will
off.
blow that little black another motherfucker off your foot. All right, hang tight for a second. I'm gonna stop the recording.
All right.